The president has a different plan for the fuel levy. He's used already 7 shillings out of the 25 for securitization for another loan. The intention is to use a further 5 shillings for the same. 12 shillings, that's almost 50% of the fuel levy. Do you think that there's still an opportunity to cushion Kenyans through that route, the fuel levy, which is ideally intended to manage repair and management of roads, but the president has already a different plan for the same?
I think there's still hope, and one thing with this president is that he keeps on surprising us. You know, when the prices went up, he reduced the tax on VAT rather from 18 to 8%. So people did not expect that, but it happened. So this is an announcement that was made yesterday, and I believe today it is a very early morning, and I believe before the day ends we'll be expecting maybe any communication from the ministry or communication from the presidency. But I want Kenyans to understand that at least the president tried to cushion us through the VAT route. So we are also looking forward for further cushioning. Probably if they can take the VAT, the whole of it now to zero.
Drop the entire...
Exactly, for a while, just like my brother is saying, so that this war is something that, you know, we have no control over, but it keeps escalating. So we would just be in prayers to pray that the Strait of Hormuz that you have mentioned will get better with time. But beyond that, Kenyans need to be hopeful, and then Kenyans need to provide solutions. Like my brother has mentioned, the taxation or the other taxation that the government can try to do away with for some time, and then we can get back to them when the prices are stable. That is a better idea.
So you're hopeful that by the end of today, the president will have done something. It will not be 242 shillings a litre.
That is my prayer. So I'm looking forward. Even if it is not today, maybe a week's time. You know, one other problem that I realized with the reduction of prices up to, I think, 194, you would go to petrol stations and there was no fuel. So clearly people were hoarding fuel because they were like, if we bought it at a higher price, there's no way I'm selling it at this price. So it will require stakeholder engagement to ensure that the suppliers, the people who are bringing it in the country, try to sit down and look at the freight charges, the taxation we are talking about, and look at what would be the best middle ground for us to now cushion Kenyans. But this is a responsibility to even the suppliers. Have the mercies and the grace of Kenyans. Have the heart of Kenyans at heart. Don't leave it to the president alone, because even if he reduces the price and then you refuse to sell it as a supplier, then it is us, the Kenyans, the ordinary Kenyans, who suffer. So it will call for goodwill from both sectors.
Let's go back to 2022, when the Ukraine war was at probably its peak, and the administration of President Uhuru Kenyatta gave that explanation as a reason why fuel prices had gone up. One of the biggest critics of that statement was the current president, William Ruto, and said there is no excuse to subsidize because hiyo mafuta ninyi mmeongeza, msituambie mambo ya vita ya Ukraine. He's facing a similar challenge right now.
Yeah.
What does he do?
I think you should have asked Alionya that question.
No. I know why I left it to you.
But you see, in 2022, personally, I was campaigning for a different person.
Yes, but you remember.
So you believed in the Ukraine war then?
Exactly.
So you remember that thing, yeah?
Sure. So it's a good morning to viewers and all of us. And I really want to challenge the president this morning. You know, I've always want to speak the truth as it is. The same way the prices are being increased, how in the near future, when this war comes down, and so who want to see the same speed reducing the prices of the fuel. You know, these are things that we need to speak facts as it is. We want president to come out and explain to us what really happens, because some of us supports him, and we have many people who supports him. And therefore, when there are things that presses are common Kenyan as it is, some of us needs clarity of information. We do not want to guess here or there. So we would really want to advise the ministry and all stakeholders and all the parastatals involved to give us clarity on how these prices came in to where we are today, and what has made them come to the kind of the price they have today. And we would love to also to request the president that on the taxes that are available on the fuel to be relooked. We know it's there are loans, even if those loans can be rechecked, be extended on time. If there are projects that those fuel were funding, at now we can even keep them at stall we do not have to force those projects by really straining the citizen for paying the fuel. I think it can be relooked, and we hope that the government are in the same total as we have today, because this is in the best interest. This should even not be used for politics, for anyone to get political mileage. We need to see that everyone today enjoys the privilege of being a Kenyan and getting a good price of fuel.
What would you say to
and lastly,
the plan to use a lot of that fuel levy for securitization of loans at this time when fuel prices are fluctuating every month?
And that's why actually it's not even to use, it's already being used.
Yes.
So my question is, the government should look on the kind, I know there are clauses that it needs to favor a country that has taken a loan on such scenarios whereby nobody foresees wars. So we will hope the government can use the platform they have to contact or to have a communication with the loaners, that we might have some flexibility on such a time. Because even if you go to bank today, you remember when we had COVID-19, the government had to advise the banks that had given out loans to have a discussion with people who had loaned. We wish and we hope that the government can come up with such a thing.
Right.
That they can work on the loans so that those kind of taxes can be removed for now until there's stability, right, so that we might have a benefit. Yeah. But then there's something I wanted to add, Fred. Yesterday I was just seated somewhere taking some coffee, and all of a sudden we had a communication that the prices had been hiked. And just like any other person, you really want to try and catch up, get fuel before it gets to midnight. But all petrol stations denied people fuel. There was no shortage. So it tells you, and I remember going to somewhere and I made a joke and I told somebody, hata nyinyi petrol station mmeanza kuwa mkora venye mnasema Ruto ni mkora. Then people, in fact, one person was just aside saying Ruto sio mkora. Mkora ni makatel ya fuel. So it tells you today, as we continue speaking, as much as all responsibility has been given to head of state, we have many people carteling in business. Because if you go today to Rubis and they deny fuel, go to Shell and they deny you fuel, go to Total and they deny you fuel because the price has been hiked. Who do you go after? Who will you cancel license for any other person?
Will we really blame business people when there's an opportunity to make money?
So just to tell you, as much as we have placed all responsibility on the political class, as Kenyans, we are eating one another.
This is a capital economy, Hans. Yeah. It is a capitalist economy. Are we blaming businessmen for holding fuel, knowing that in a few hours' time I start to make profit? Surely, are we being genuine in that claim? But I want us to talk about the other intervention.